unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty mouth radio. This is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty mouth radio. Dirty mouth radio.
What up? It's your boy Comedic Energy, and this is Dirty Mouth Radio. Dirty Mouth Radio, produced by Livewire Sound and Entertainment. We got our guest back. We back up in the studio. Let me say this now, man. This is the first time we've been in here this year, man.
Happy New Year.
We're a little late, but yeah, happy.
Well, New Year started February. We still had some 2020-ish going on.
Hey, you're right. That's true. Yeah, so drink up. Everybody drink up. Yeah.
Cheers. Salud.
Cheers. Salud. The fuck is
Joe,
that?
Shit, y'all not gonna leave me out. Shit.
Oh, this is your boy Comedic Energy.
Your girl Golden. Sade.
Joe.
And Keisha.
Oh yeah, they back. They back for a second time. Yeah. Let's finish this conversation, man.
We missing somebody?
Oh shoot!
I forgot about
Well, Comedic didn't forgot him too.
I
But
sure
he was
did.
about to go in.
Yeah, my bad.
It's your boy Cradu, man. I forgot my existence. I'm so fly right now, and I lost my existence.
So what's up, peoples? What's really popping, man? How's everybody been? New Year, you know.
Living a dream.
Everybody good health, good spirit.
Yes, thank God.
Man, everything has been okay. I just want to let everybody know that please watch out for these cyber hackers and shit, because these motherfuckers is getting my ass left and right. It done got to the point where now these motherfuckers hack my phone and be calling motherfuckers. I'll be like, here he go with this bullshit again.
What?
Wait, how they get your phone? Like, I'm confused.
Yo, I think I know how it happened. I'm just not sure if I want to talk about it.
So you went
Please tell us.
You went onto that website. You went onto that site. Huh?
Enlighten
They
us.
done got you.
I want to hear this
Mick Nasty over there.
Don't y'all sit there and act like that and shit. Y'all watch porn every fucking day of the fucking week, and y'all don't even know it.
That's a negative.
If you see a billboard with a naked chick half naked, that's porn. It's just called soft porn. Nah, man. A while ago, so I applied for, back a long ways ago and shit. I applied for this damn shit called what is it called? Plenty of Fish or some shit like that. It's a dating website, right? But with the dating websites comes a whole bunch of ads and shit about like other things and shit, right? So my fucking puzzled ass inquiring information about shit decides to click on one of the little ads and shit, and it leads me to a site talking about Sextagram or some shit like that, right?
He like, oh shit, let me sign up.
So apparently on this website, it's a whole bunch of like married women and like girls that's in relationships who's just looking for quick sex and stuff with random dudes and shit, right?
And it's called
So I'm just
Sextagram. So our
I'm
listeners,
like-
if they want to sign up,
So I'm looking through this shit. I'm like, oh damn, these chicks is bad. I'm like, yo, these joints cannot be married. I'm like, I'm not about to do this shit. But let me see what the fuck, how far this shit goes, right? Somebody stupid ass decides to start filling out the information, putting in my birthday and shit, and all that shit.
real information.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Not even play. Come on now.
I hit submit. Yo, these motherfuckers been hitting me up for like 8 years, sending me nothing but fucking goddamn text messages and emails, and just like white bitches just butt naked, just pictures like, hey,
I'm mad he didn't stop it.
this
8
Wednesday
years.
at 2:00.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
He's terrible.
It's crazy. Like,
So
every
how
time
many
I
women
go
you
to
met off there?
Every time I go to my email, it's just like pages and pages of just naked chicks just wanting to have sex with me. And I'm like, yo, this is not. You want to not have sex no more? Like,
ooh, give me the black man.
Like, leave me alone and shit. You know, where was y'all when I was horny as fuck every day?
So, Craig, how many women have you met off of that site?
I haven't met none because I remember this story that my boy told me, and I ain't about to go down that road and shit.
No shit. Damn.
He just don't want to tell people on the air. That's all.
What happened to your boy? He hooked up with a trans or something?
Man,
Oh shit.
hell yeah. Yo, he texting this chick back and forth. She like, yeah, I suck your dick in the car for 5 minutes. You know, all you gotta do is just pull up. So he like, all right, okay, you know.
Oh my God.
Niggas from DC always down for some sex for somebody or some shit. So his ass gonna pull up and shit, wait out in the car. He like, yeah, where the fuck you at? He said, I'm sitting here waiting. She like, all right, I'm coming. Like an hour go by. This nigga waited to get some head for an hour. I didn't attack him.
I think this story about him. Go ahead.
Definitely go. He waited for an hour. Said shorty hits him back like, before I come out there, I got something to tell you. He like, what, man? Cause I'm horny right now. She's like, oh, I'm a dude.
I knew it.
Like, oh, no. This asshole says he gets out the car, pisses on the yard, and is like, yo, fuck you, you fucking bitch. Why you have me drive out here for a whole hour? You a dude? This is some bullshit.
Oh shit.
I was like, dog, that's
Dudes
nasty.
need love too.
I mean, they're considered women too.
No,
You know they got more. They got more rights than the African American. So
Yeah.
you know,
my thing.
nah, they got more rights than the African American. These LGBT community.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing against them. I love them all, but if y'all seen Biden put something up about the rights of the LGBT community, ain't said nothing about the black people that voted for your ass. You ain't said nothing.
See, here come the
Oh, he said something. He said, I ain't doing shit for y'all.
I mean,
pretty much.
pretty
He
much.
said that. He literally said that.
He did.
A lot of people, some people are saying that it was botched and it was created by the Republicans, but I heard the recording and that shit said like pretty much just what Joe said. Like, fuck all that shit.
Well, I mean, shit, he 78. He about to kick the bucket. I mean, shit, we just waiting for Kamala. That's it.
They want that
But
girl. They want that girl. That's all that is.
She
We
ain't
just
gonna
want
do
Kamala,
nothing.
man.
I don't think she gonna do nothing either.
So how's everybody's viewpoint now compared to before?
And we voted for shit.
We voted for
Well,
shit.
I mean, we had to get Trump out of there by any means necessary.
But when I think about it, and some people might disagree with me. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But I feel like Trump knew a lot and he was saying a lot. And we should have been taking heed to what he was saying.
I agree with that. I mean, I think he was just a true Gemini. He would say ridiculous shit, and then he would say some real correct shit.
Uh-huh.
And that's his whole.
And I just
election.
feel like they just, he crazy, he this. But he was really getting some stuff out that really needed to be said.
I think all that
they
shit.
just tried to sweep it under the rug.
No, his ass had to get the fuck up.
I mean, record.
Yeah, to go.
Record for record. Like if you look at like Joe Biden sound bites
Yeah.
and Trump sound bites, Trump is like 5% racist compared to Biden's 100%.
I don't think he's just a
policy.
closet racism.
Yeah.
Racist.
But
No,
closet
he
racists are
says
the
it
worst.
out loud. He has real live speeches talking about what he thinks of black people that
Who is this, Biden?
Biden, like if we get like he talked about school integration, about
Yeah,
they're
jungle
allowed in
monkeys
school.
and all that shit.
Jungle
Yeah.
monkeys.
Oh,
Yeah.
this
You know, lock
is
'em
before where they tried to,
This was in like
Nothing-
the 60s,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Right.
nothing about his crackhead son, but just about
Yeah.
you know, black
his
people
son
and
on
how bad-
crack?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Well,
Big time.
Trump tried to, when they was going back and forth,
Yeah.
Trump was hitting low about his children. Like,
All that
he
shit
wasn't
was under
playing.
the belt. Oh,
He a
Right.
true Gemini.
going in.
We ain't gonna talk about what happened to your son's military career.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that one for another day.
Yeah, like,
I like Trump a little bit, but
Trump ain't give a damn.
he was killing
I think they be
it.
planning all that shit, man.
You think so?
Say what?
Yeah, I think all that should be scripted, man. I think all these niggas be doing exactly what they supposed to do, like just to navigate the public opinion so that voters and everybody can do exactly what they want them to do, like financially and economically and stuff. I think all that shit is scripted. I don't think none of that should be made up, because even they speeches be written form and stuff. They be reading off the teleprompter, so
yeah, So you think it's like wrestling? There's a whole script with all of this shit.
Bro, I think it's exactly like wrestling. I think it's exactly like how they make movies about presidencies and all that shit, and it's just like they just reading a script. Like, okay, you gonna say this is what you gonna do, and it's probably ran by our country probably ran by another country by now or some crazy ass wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
But our country's definitely ran by billionaires and industries and shit like that. But
I think Trump definitely wasn't reading from the script. They was mad at his ass, like cue card. Like, fuck that.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't be feeling like it be, because like when you look at it. When you look at it from like a real wide-eyed point of view, you be like, there's no way that they would allow half of this shit to happen if they didn't want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they didn't want to hear him say some of the shit that he said, or, if they wanted him to go to jail, all that shit, it would have been a wrap,
Well, that's true. On that part, that's true. Ain't none of them people going to jail that stormed the Capitol. They granted somebody permission to go on trips to Hawaii and shit.
Yeah, Mexico and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit.
I see how they kept the black guy though, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's when you gotta know. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn what you try to fit in with. They looking at your skin.
Yeah.
They don't care about nothing else.
That's true.
That shit's crazy.
That shit's fucked up, yo.
I don't know why black people even get involved in that type of shit anyway. Like, we got so much shit to worry about. Sometimes I be like, politics is not even on our motherfucking radar half the time, I feel like.
So go ahead, Joe.
So what types of things should we focus on?
I'm just talking like, as far as like just our children, just our future. Like, where the fuck we gonna be at? Like, they are really trying to keep our numbers down. They're trying to suppress our motivation and give us hope through religion, so that we keep trying, so that we keep working harder to keep making money for them. You know what I'm saying? We keep buying shit, like we not living in the communities that we build in. We don't own no police stations. We don't own no trains, no planes. And we just always consistently reliant on someone else's creativity and innovation. Like,
now that part I don't believe, because everything that is out here we done created. They just take it from us.
I'm really glad you said that, because that's exactly what I want to talk about, because that's what people believe. But I have posters and documents about all the things that we invented.
Right.
The fact that the modern Black American is an invention. You go back 100 years, we're writing better, we're inventing better, we have more wealth, we have more land. So what has actually happened is a devolution, like a devolving, because people think it just goes up. But, as you know, worlds, nations have risen and fallen. There have been times before this with higher technology than we could ever think about we have now. We think this is a height. This is like not even near the middle as far as world history. And, I think politics is a strive for power, and you have to be involved in some level of politics or strive for some kind of power. But you're right, economic power is important. And the number one thing you got to do is take care of your family and yourself. If you can't do that, you can't build anything.
So do you think that pretty much the Black community should just get away from everybody and just stick with us and just focus on the community? Or I guess start with our families and then focus on the communities and just stick with us? Like, what you think is the solution to that?
My opinion is, I think
go
ahead. You go.
Go ahead.
You want me? I mean, I feel like, as far as like the Black community, it's hard to say if we should get away. I honestly, I kind of do feel like we can get away, but it's like, where the fuck we gonna go? But beyond that, I think it's like we need to find something that we have, which we know what we have, and we just need to hold that shit ransom and use that shit to get to where the hell we trying to go.
Well, let me clarify that. Let me clarify that, because when I say get away, I don't mean physically. I mean pretty much from different issues, like politics. Why? I think we need a presence in politics, but I don't think that we're ready to come to the table and present and offer nothing, or like not even offer anything or make demands, because it's like, what power do you really hold? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Every time we say some shit, it's like it go, everybody's up in flames about it for a little bit, and then somebody come out with a dumbass song and shit, and then we go right back to looking like fucking dumbasses, and then they start talking about fires in fucking California and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you brought up songs, because definitely we need to take back the entertainment. We need to take back the entertainment, because that is the culture of America. And if we take that back, they have nothing, because their culture is our culture.
That's true.
I agree. Yeah.
Because we inflame the whole world with our culture. Like,
and we give it to them for free. TikTok, all that. We give it to them for free. Next thing you know, they own it.
Everybody's influenced by what the fuck we do.
You can't even show them a little bit. Now they think they own.
Yeah.
The only reason why people wear Christian Dior and all that bullshit and Gucci and all that fucking shit is because black people make that shit cool.
Well, I can't. I mean, in a way, but those designers been out for decades.
Yeah, centuries. But they wasn't popping.
Like Louis Vuitton been out for centuries, so you can't really say that. But yeah, we do put a lot of stuff in songs and make it pop culture to make it more popular.
Well, let me ask people this then. Going back to politics, right? So let's rewind. When we were all talking about the whole Trump and Biden situation, right? How does everybody feel about it now? Do people, let's just put it out on the table, do some people think that we was better off with Trump?
No.
Like, if you were to stack them side by side.
Well,
with the situations, what we're facing now versus what we were facing then.
It's a lose-lose, bro.
I mean, it is a lose-lose, but where do you stand within that lose-lose situation?
We just need to be damn independent and not fuck with nobody.
I know.
Period.
Right.
But I just feel
exactly.
I feel like even though Biden will be doing some underhanded shit, it's just like Trump will blatantly get on TV and start race wars, like telling these people that they could come up here and storm the Capitol. Like, dog, what are you doing?
Yeah, I won't say that. I mean, he's not a good person by any means, but he just didn't care.
Right, and he didn't play by the rules. At least play by the rules. Even if some rules that you can daggone manipulate, at least play by the rules.
I mean, other than the fact that the Capitol riots was I think contrived. A lot of it didn't seem real to me.
Right.
To me, if they're not prosecuting any of the officers that let them in,
right.
Yeah.
If someone dies in the commission of an actual crime, everyone is guilty of murder. Did someone not die? Mm-hmm. So no one's even talking about those kind of charges. So I don't believe it. Plus, the lady got shot in the neck. I've seen people get shot before. No blood came out of her neck.
No, I saw it. It was blood.
After the fact, at the moment she got shot in the neck, she went down her bag like this. No one falls like that. I'm sorry. I just don't think it was real, personally. But other than now, talking about independence, it's about the process. It's like I tell people all the time, when you're trying to score the basket, right? Mm-hmm. Do you go from the middle of the court and just let LeBron James run right to the basket, or is there a process in play to get right? So people want to be independent, totally independent of the government, totally, right? But 65% of us work for the government in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. City, state, local, whatever, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then, what's your monetary system? Are you willing to struggle for the 50 years it would take to even be sustainable as a government? Now, pockets of people, like people have bought, I think, some a couple of sisters and some family bought land in Georgia.
Right.
Things like that can happen, but it doesn't take a lot of people. It takes enough people, a team of 30 to 50 people to at least do that. But if you're not willing to do something like that, the only other way, talking about real independence, won't and can't happen because we think too differently. Everyone has different. Like we don't have a collective thought process.
Nope.
Yeah.
And,
I think it's more about fear.
Truth be told, black people don't stay together anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of black people, because we're afraid if this my last, like if I got to give it to you and you don't do what you need to do, like I'm probably gonna be on your ass.
Yeah.
Like this my dire need to take care of my family. So a lot of people, black people, have been burnt by either their own people or the people that have enslaved us. So
Right, and everybody has a price. So you could be about the cause, and then somebody willing to give you a price, you can turn your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's everybody.
And that too, another thing, like with the whole new app, like with Clubhouse or whatever, it's pink people on there. Y'all know that's my word. I'll call them pink people. But there's a lot of black people on there. I feel like black people are always charging somebody for some information, whereas white people they don't really charging their people to give them information to get them to the next level.
Because they do it for their culture.
I'm a nickel and dime you to death. Oh, you want this information? It's $10 today. Tomorrow it'll be $20. I got 10 courses. Get it now.
No, I think that the pink people be doing it too.
I think white people be doing that shit too.
But they try to educate their people.
Yeah, they
and
do.
there is some people, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know about.
But see,
podcast, they teach you a lot of little gems.
Yeah,
and they do charge you, but it's not a lot of people like that.
But see, my thing with that, I think the pink people do. They do that shit. They do charge, but you also gotta dig a little bit deeper. These pink people, they in the position to pay. We ain't in a position to pay.
True.
So it's nothing for them to charge.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's nothing for them to pay for it.
And then some things that we are new to learning, they already know. They've been knowing this since way back. And they have the resources to jump on it.
But see, they also learned a lot of shit from us. That's where it all happened. Go back to comedic science, man. They dropped a lot of shit about that. They studied us more than we studied ourselves.
Right.
And they just passed it down orally, oral tradition.
Yeah.
So we lost our shit while they still gained our shit and passed it down successfully.
What was they?
But my bad.
Like our mystical systems, talking about the Masonic practices. Those are all black sciences, but a lot of us may think that's spookism, and we don't really go with that. Like one of her girlfriends' grandmother who passed away at I think she was 100, is the number one voodoo priestess in the world.
Wow.
But when you look at the people, thousands of her followers on these retreats that she charges for, they're 99% white.
Wow.
Like the Clintons are voodoo priestesses.
Yeah.
Bill and Hillary are voodoo priests and priestesses from Haiti, right?
Wow.
Trained in Haiti. So it's about the religion, right? But say about sticking together. Any people at war, right? Are we not at war? Are someone warring against us?
Yeah.
It's a soft war. Sometimes it's a hard war, but it's a war, right?
Yeah.
Any people within a war, they're not going to stick together. There's going to be factions. Like, look at Vietnam, right? You had South and North. Did you ever hear Vietnamese say, Vietnamese don't stick together? These hoes out here ain't loyal. They fucking soldiers, right? They don't. There's not a conversation about that, right? But
ain't no mutiny going on over there.
No, it's like okay, we gonna beat y'all, everybody, Americans, because they said we're fighting the Americans.
Yeah.
We're not fighting the Viet. We're gonna focus on it's because even if it looks like a Vietnamese person, it's an American.
Yep.
With American arms.
Yep.
But how we look at it is we gonna stick together. But it's not even supposed to happen. If you're at war, if you're a Jew, Hitler had a Jewish mother. But if he had a black mother and it was black people, he'd be like, black people always doing shit to black people. No, people do things to people, and despite it all, it's about love and it's about what's right.
Yeah.
Now, if you believe you're on the side of right, then you go for it. But never in the history of mankind has a people at war 100% stuck together. There were women that was fighting the Americans. Mm-hmm. There were women that was fucking the Americans. Yeah. There was men working with the Americans. Like most of the Chinese food restaurants you think of Chinese back in the day, all Vietnamese citizens that were on the side of the Americans. Got in, got their money from the American government while we're wondering why they got here so fast. But we should stop expecting us to stick together because I don't think no one under our circumstances will stick together. But you need a team. Mm-hmm. You know, once we get that out of your head, it's not ever going to happen. Mm-hmm. Can't happen. Not now. 5,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. You know, but again, why did they beat the Americans? Because of how they saw God and how they saw themselves. Look at their religion. You look it up on your own time, but they have a more centralized form of thinking. How they, you know, we're Christians, and some of us go to churches, and it's all about how you dress, and some of us are doing this or doing that. Yeah. You don't have any level of centralized anything that matters. It's how you see God and how you see yourself within this cosmology. Nothing else really matters. Mm-hmm. And if we don't have that together, then it won't work.
That's deep.
It's definitely too many divisions in different sections. I mean, even amongst the American people, like, sticking together, like, that shit is hard as fuck.
It is.
But, I mean, everybody can unite against a common enemy, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Iraqis come over here and blow some shit up, then we all ready to jump into the military and get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be understanding that. Some of that shit, it be like they not even attacking us and shit. Like, this not even our motherfucking country and shit. And we all up in this motherfucker trying to damn put our fingers on every damn thing, but we ain't even got our own communities and shit together.
And that's the thing. I think it's an issue where when something, and this is pretty much summing up what you're saying, when something big happens, that's when we all band together and shit. And it's sad to say 9/11 was one of them. How many times we all just say, you know what, fuck this shit is real. Yeah. We all just say, yo, we need to do something about it. But this is my thing. This is where the problem is. Everybody says, let's just put our differences to the side and unite against this one thing. That's fine. But when are we going to get back to trying to fix the issues that we already have with one another? You see what I'm saying? We always push that to the side to focus on one major thing, but then we never focus on the in-house stuff at all. It always gets pushed into the shadows, and it never comes back out. And then we just have these same problems all over again. Now we're not friends no more. You know? It's still fuck you, go to hell. That's pretty much what happened. It always fucking happens. So when are we gonna sit up here and actually focus on that situation? Will it ever happen?
Ready to deal
when we
with
stop fucking
internal.
trying to
say that one more time, Keisha?
They have to deal with what they internalize. They got to deal with their trauma. People will always bring forth their trauma and place it upon everybody else.
That's true.
So it makes it difficult for people to want to be supportive or come together when they're looking at, people in a negative light. They really seeing themselves. Yeah. So it's a bad projection.
Yeah.
It's a bad projection.
I mean, I don't even think it's as bad as we think it is. Here's why. Because other people will say black people stick together, right? They'll see it as marches, or they'll look for people to be divisive, but they really see that we overall are doing a better job than we can be expected to do. Yeah. For example, it's what we think what black men are not good fathers, right? That's what we're fed, right?
I mean,
talking about as a society.
I mean that's what the projection is. We're not involved.
Yeah.
Black people kill each other, right? All these things that we know are said. Down low brothers are responsible for the AIDS virus. I mean, all these things that are pushed that are not actually facts. So it's like how about other facts, right? Like there were studies done, right? I recently looked up where they had all the races of men and said which group of men pay their child support the most on time and at the amount that was ordered by the court. Guess which race of men that was? Blacks. And that was from judges.
Yeah.
Guess which race of men spends the most time with his children when they're not married to the mother? Guess which race that is? Black men.
Oh.
Black. No, when they're not married. When they get divorced, sometimes it's over. But more times than not, even if your father's not in your house, he's around. Yeah. So as far as statistically, that might not be true. And then look like this. Generally, right now, last 10 years has been 14,000 homicides, right? Yes, 51% of those homicides are black people killing black people, right? But guess how many suicides there are every year? And guess that there's 60 to 80,000 a year of suicides in this country. 71% is white males. Wow. Is that self-hate? Saying that self-hate is as ridiculous as saying that a black person killing his reflection is self-hate. It's more deeper than just I hate myself. Just like suicide is not just, oh, I don't like myself, I want to kill myself. It's just as disingenuous to say that. How many drug overdoses are there in this country every year? Particularly this year. It was 80,000 in 9 months. Guess what? 75% of overdoses are white people. The most likely overdoses are white female of upper income. Wow. So you don't hear these statistics though. It's not pushed because it doesn't show a negative persona. Just like when one real quick story. When Bill Cosby and R. Kelly were being like dragged through the media, whether you agree with or with or not, that's all you really heard about in the media, right? Right. At the exact same time, there was a new age, a new version of Emmett Till. Wow. This in Massachusetts, there's a white boy didn't like the fact that this black and Latino mixed kid was with his old girlfriend in high school. Both 16. They robbed his house. There was 3 or 4 other people who were white. Robbed his house. They decapitated him. The city coroner couldn't figure out whether they decapitated him while he was alive or not. Took his hands off, and they said there were 76 bruises to his body, like cuts and stabbings. Did you hear about that case?
Hell no.
And where was this, you said?
This was in Massachusetts. Matthew Borges is a person who was a killer, and Lee Polino was the victim, and that was in 2006. That happened in 2016. Wow. And it took place throughout this whole time frame, 2016, 17 through 2019. Right? That's all that. Surviving R. Kelly and Bill Cosby shit. Yeah. Right. Every day, which,
That's just like...
it's crazy. But you don't even hear about that once.
Right. It's just like that football player that gonna be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Black
Wheeler?
girlfriend,
Is that his name, Chad Wheeler?
Chad Wheeler, yeah. Another example.
Yeah.
Have you seen a mugshot even?
No. And he pled not guilty.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's some crazy shit.
They protect them in the media.
Right. Right. And if it would have been the other way around, we would never hear the end of it. If it would have been a black man, then they're going to beat his white girlfriend
with the dog.
Michael Vick? Oh.
They drugged that man about a dog.
Yeah. They did.
Protesting in front of the courthouse.
Yeah. And he wasn't even fucking there.
Yeah, that was his brother, his cousin, wasn't it? Yeah, it was his cousin.
And it was dogs.
Yeah. But we talking about.
I mean,
I'll drink to that.
I was like, unless you're vegetarian, you shouldn't be mad about them dogs.
Yeah, no bullshit.
You eat fucking pig, but yeah, that's part of the problem. Like how it's presented, because no people can withstand that. Like, there's going to be something that we do that doesn't look good. Yeah. But if they always accentuate the negative,
right, and
don't talk about the positive, not only will their people think we ain't shit, but we won't think we ain't shit. And then like you look at, I have a poster about the inventions, not only in the last century, which basically you couldn't even live in a house without a black person's invention.
Yeah.
In the last industrial age, right?
Yeah.
In the technological age, you're talking about things like the touch-tone telephone, the solar cell, call waiting. This is all one
GPS.
black woman. One black GPS. Another black woman, Ida Mae West.
Yeah.
We just dope.
They didn't. But did you ever hear Oprah talk about any of these women?
Nah.
No.
Why?
Oprah.
What? Yeah, Oprah. No, I mean I'm saying like Gail and Oprah will talk about negative shit.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll bring
They
a
will
crying.
bash the men.
There'll be a crying woman on there talking about whatever. But these women, which I could name 10 more, who invented shit for this age.
Yeah.
Black men as well. But I like focusing on women because women are taught that Lizzo should be girls really should be something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Just because she's showing her body. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
We
mean,
black and we dope.
you
y'all.
mean Megan Thee Stallion and what's the other girl that be popping it?
Yeah, well, it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing.
Just a replica.
That showing your body is a higher state of womanhood.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I guess it's.
But
Is it really?
I mean that's how it's presented. Like
Yeah, because
I
they
want to
know
show
that's what-
girls that be
They know that's what's gonna get males' attention. They reading books and stuff. They don't get y'all attention.
But that's not true. That ain't even true. That is not true. All right, let's put that out there now. Let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about these damn false perception of dudes when it comes to women,
I
man.
see it every single day.
But that ain't true.
When
What's
it's
the
I'm
perception?
at work, I don't see nobody stopping to look at some woman with a large book bag. They looking at her big ass.
But see, this
that's what I'm
this be the
talking
difference
about.
though. This be the difference.
Can I
see,
explain this?
Hold up. You see all these dudes looking at her ass, right? Did any of them dudes approach her?
No. Well,
Of course.
No. Oh, I've seen it sometimes too.
Nah, bull. Because
bull.
we know what we want. You know, it's fine to see it. You be like, damn, that's a big old ass. But ain't nobody approaching that because at the end of the day, that ain't what we looking for. Our standards are already there. That ain't a part of our standards. If it was a part of our standards, every man would be running after her and saying, yo, what's up?
Well, y'all at work, so they gonna try to be.
Nah,
a little
But you got passengers that do the same.
Can I please explain this? Somebody
Go ahead.
You edit that part out.
somebody please pick me.
Go ahead, Craig.
No, Craig, because you gonna sit up here and hear a lie.
Nah, go ahead, Craig.
No, man,
Speak your
because
mind, bro.
females have this misconception of like how men
Yes.
want their women to look. First of all, we don't come up with the standard of what we want women to look like. That comes from a homosexual mind state. The homosexual is the one who divides and develops the style and the category of clothing that is popular at the moment in both male and female aspects. Now, as far as what a woman looks like in present form when a man is just looking at a woman, first of all, it's in a man's natural characteristic to look at women, all women, because we are attracted to women. You have to, because it's in your mind. Naturally, men are attracted to women, just like women are attracted to men, but women are usually the prey and the man is usually the hunter. So of course we're always the ones on the look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you
Drop that shit. Drop that shit.
I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Listen to this. If you come through the airport advertising, and I'm gonna do it in the context of this. If you come through the airport advertising something that I like, which is let's just say Sprite or some shit like that. You advertise Sprite, and I see a Sprite.
No. You say no. You said you was interested in a woman's intellect, so she's representing that, advertising that she's smart. She got her glasses on. She got her pencil behind her ears. She got her book bags full of books. She got on her shirt that says she's gonna journal the truth.
But
does she have a big booty?
What now?
Does she have a big booty?
No.
We're talking about from a visual aspect, though. We're not talking about.
And she got a skirt down to her ankles.
We're talking about from a visual ass. If you showing your ass, I'ma look. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if an elephant step in a room, you not gonna look.
And you know what's even crazier about that?
No, but
the woman gonna look too. The woman just gonna look just like the man gonna look. Everybody gonna fucking look.
Do look. It's because it's 50 million guys like this.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is they looking at? Hold up.
Nah. You know how I know that's bull? Because the woman is gonna look first, and then gonna look at all the dudes that's looking at the damn girl. That shit happens all the fucking time.
I don't agree with that.
That's true.
Y'all gonna look at me like, look at all these thirsty ass niggas and shit.
I've been talking to guys,
Right.
like literally having a conversation, and we talking,
Right. And stop me and
then
Cindy.
I gotta turn around and see what's going on too.
But y'all do the same shit. If y'all get some fine ass nigga walking down the goddamn strip, you gonna look, you gonna stop. What the fuck you saying? You gonna say, well, goddamn, what was I talking about again? All right,
Maybe.
well, fuck it. It ain't important.
We don't get excited.
Hold up.
We know how to multitask. Us women.
Right. But I just want to
Again.
get to the part where you are attracted to somebody for their mind. You have to get to know them for that.
But you can't get that off the first visual.
It's gonna be physicality.
That's what
first.
I'm saying. So you walking by, you at work, and you see some girl in the cubicle reading stories of black folks. You gonna stop and and you gonna stop by and say, "Damn, girl, you read."
You not
No.
the first thing you gonna see.
But everybody's not interested in that, though.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
we talking about a variety of men. Like,
All right.
everybody's not focused, like, thinking about intellect, but everybody's not thinking about sex neither.
Exactly.
Men like sex. We like sex. Women like sex too. But we are attracted to what we see because we are the hunter. If we know that's what I like, okay, I might try it. You know what I'm saying? But if we know what you about, like, first of all, you coming out here with your ass out and shit. I know what you about. I just want to look because you advertising that shit. Fuck it.
You did it
but
for
I'm
a
not
reason.
I'm not gonna come and get you because you're not the type of girl that I could take back home to my mother. You know what I'm saying?
How you know?
What the fuck you got on?
Oh yeah. Just because she got her ass out,
So you
don't
judging her? Don't judge her.
Yeah, don't mean that
bullshit.
she.
Where's she at?
It's nothing to be judged because the jury's already fucking out. She done already showed
like
me
that
what she
shit.
about.
Yeah.
So I got a question. How y'all feel about?
There's nothing for me to think about. If it look like a duck, walk like a duck, talk like a duck, god damn it, it's a motherfucking duck.
Quack?
You know?
But can a hoe be a good mother?
Of course.
You're right. A hoe can be a
Can
good
a pimp
lover,
be a
but
good daddy?
I think so.
I don't know. But
I'm gonna show you the tricks and the trades of life.
But that's when people say to each its own though.
Yeah.
Some people may go after that girl that's dressed like that.
And
And just because you dress like that don't mean you don't have intellect.
So what y'all think about the silhouette challenge?
But that's not what I'm saying though. I'm talking about natural attraction. You talking about a whole mental thing. That's a whole nother psychological thing in itself.
That's true. That is true.
We talking about visual aspects. Y'all women wearing this shit. Y'all not wearing it for us. Y'all not wearing it because of us. Y'all wearing it because of yourselves. Y'all wearing it to show up other females that's in the proximity and in their area.
No, when you are confident in yourself, you're not wearing it for nobody but yourself. I ain't wearing it for no other female. Hell no, I ain't wearing it for no female.
You may not.
That's a self.
When you confident in yourself, you come out dressed for you. Like I get cute for me.
I think you last of a dying breed though.
No, I'm sure the women that are sitting in this room. I mean, Keisha married, though she might be getting dressed for her husband.
I ain't talking about it in this room.
Like sometimes people appearance is to say, what is it? I'm dripping harder than you.
Yeah.
So
it's a competition.
Trying to be flashy.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like competition, or I just feel like your mind hasn't evolved. Like when you have to be in competition with somebody that you don't even know that exists. Like something wrong with your whole mental.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
I think it
Why
is.
am I in competition with somebody I don't know?
Some people just live for the sport, though. I mean, some people like challenges.
I feel like
you're playing mind games with yourself, trying to continue running, keeping up with the Joneses when you don't even have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say that, like, if you're a female and you can afford to do it, and that's what you want to do, then that's your preference. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to say like that's like a devalue of your intelligence or your growth? Like, I mean, it's just what you like to do. I'm not personally interested in women who look like that, but
also
damn, they fine.
It has sometimes it has to do with your self-esteem too. Some people look terrible, dress terrible, even though they might be attractive people because they don't have the self-confidence and the self-esteem. And then some people got too much self-esteem.
Yeah.
They overconfident.
I think it's an issue either way.
Yeah.
It kind of is, man.
It is.
It sounds like we got work to do as a damn community, man.
It's not just our community,
but it starts
though.
out. I mean, it's not just our community, but right now I'm focusing on us.
Yeah.
Because this is where it all started. It started with us.
Yeah.
You know, the Trump Biden, the whole start of this episode is focusing solely on us right now. Fuck all the other shit, man. And that's where the problem lies. But it lies individually first. The person has to do the work first before we can focus on a community.
Yeah.
True.
And that's my whole premise for this episode. How do we focus on the individual and then transition successfully to the community?
I feel like
Did I say that right?
I feel like back in the day, the community is what shaped each individual person, because back in the day, you know, we did focus on our appearance because, you know, we get judged by, as Sade would say, the pink people. So we have to present ourselves accordingly.
Well,
and
like
then as a
70s.
community, it would be unacceptable for you to come out showing your hind parts, wearing your pants by your kneecaps, and women wearing shorts that look like drawers. So it wasn't acceptable by the community. So you had to dress to fit the standards.
Yeah, and that wasn't great. Just so you know, that wasn't even the 60s or 70s. That was like the 30s. That whole mindset.
I know. I was
yeah.
just trying to figure out what time frame she was saying back in the day.
Now let me throw something else out there, right? So when we talk about having to dress for certain things, I guess my question is how is society screwing us up? Because when we say we have to dress apart for something, we're doing that based on societal standards, right?
But you have to have pride in yourself too.
But I understand that.
Yeah.
But where is the line between societal standards and your personal standards? Now, it's funny because I had this conversation with a group of people not too long ago. And I talked about how society kind of fucks us up because we rely on it too much. Now, with societal standards, I try my hardest really not to live by them. I rely on my personal standards. I never let societal standards dictate how I do
I'm gonna go
things.
in on this.
But this is the reason why I say that, because societal standards will say you have to dress the part when you walk out the house, right? You have to look good when you dress when you leave the house, right? Because this is a representation of you. Societal standards also say that everybody in this room is ugly as shit. We're all fat as fuck, and we're just not appeasing to anybody. You see what I'm saying? So societal standards are racist based. They're not always beneficial to us individually or as a community. So why do we place such an emphasis on societal standards if they're rooted in systematic racism? That's a question.
So my quick thing, because I know Joe ready, because he's like, yeah, I'm ready. I would say you saying societal based, getting dressed up or whatever the case may be. So my thing is, you know, I'm all about peace and being of self. I feel like when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
And when you show up for yourself, that's what you are presenting to the world.
Okay.
So I'm going to present, when I feel good, look good, my mind is in order, everything is aligned, I'm going to present my best self to get whatever I need. Now, you saying you try not to go by societal, okay, that's cool. But if you need society to take care of your family, you got to present yourself so they can respect you.
I see what you're saying, but will you always have to do that?
I feel
Sometimes your presence is already going to demand the respect.
It may demand the respect. I'm gonna give you a scenario. So, for a position I applied for, a manager came to me and said, I hear you got a bad attitude. Do I really need you up here? Now, this is something she's going off of from something she heard. Mm-hmm. I said, what I'm not going to let you do is disrespect me. But what you will go off of is my credentials and for me to do the job. If I get this position, I bet you will tell me I'm the best person you ever chose for this position. Mm-hmm. And what she do? You're wonderful. You do everything that's needed of you, and you do a damn good job. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, you just got to show up for yourself. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Like, I'm not going to sell myself short. I'm not kissing ass to get anything that I need. It may take me a little longer because I'm doing it my way. Mm-hmm. But I ain't kissing no ass.
But see, what you're saying right there, the whole my, is not conforming to the societal standard. Another societal standard is code switching. Kissing ass to do what you got to do. That's a societal standard. But you like, fuck that. I know what I'm going to do. And I know I'm right for the job. Fuck what you heard. This is what it is.
I mean, I ain't gonna go and hear how we having this conversation right now. Oh, this I know I'm good for this fucking position.
No, I'm not saying in words, pretty much.
Y'all gonna go off of what I'm presenting you.
Exactly.
Off of what, like, I shouldn't have to sell my soul to get a position. I'm not gonna undercut nobody. Yeah. This is what it is. I'm gonna present myself like a lady out of respect for myself.
Yeah. But that right there is the personal standard you have with yourself. Not conforming to the societal standard. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That comes from oneself and how they feel about it.
I feel like the total opposite of what you guys are saying. I feel like the societal standard is not as high as it used to be. Like, people come out the house with pajamas on, bonnets, slippers, daggone pants down to their ankles, and that's acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
It's acceptable. It is acceptable because you're not gonna. If you come to a place like that, nobody ain't gonna be like, oh my God, look at them. Or they're not gonna be like, oh, you can't come in here because you're dressed like that. You can come in. It's okay. Yeah.
I mean, I see that.
Just like back in the day, when people traveled, they dressed up.
Exactly.
Now they come in there, sleep bonnet, rollers, slippers, robes. Yeah.
But then that has to do with the demand of, like, the worker as well too. Like, if you in high demand for, like, motherfuckers, you need to work, then you going bring down, you know what I'm saying, your criteria or what it is that you want from the highest whatever the fuck they're called. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Like, you bring down your standards and stuff. Like, nowadays,
you accept anything.
Nowadays we have such an influx of, like, people who are trying to go in entrepreneurship and shit like that. They're like, a lot of these businesses, they need people and shit.
And if that's the choice they got, they just gotta roll with the choices they have.
And even with entrepreneur, because it's real high right now. People still need to. It's still about customer service. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have that in you, like I said, if you gonna roll out your bed and your bonnet. Your customer service level, I'm sure, is not that high. Because the way you present yourself to the world and your product, like, you selling, like, you get people that's hairdressers. Mm-hmm. You a hairdresser. How your hair looking like this? You are selling your product, like, every way you walk. Like, people tell me, like, why you looking... I'm drinking my damn juice because I'm selling it. I want you to know, like, this is what it is. Like, you are your brand. So if you walking out with a bonnet on and your pants have, depending on the caliber of person, not saying nobody's going to want it, but depending on the caliber of person, I'm not going to want your product.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say, like, okay, there's two things I would say. Who's driving the car? Like, because the supposition with the question is that the societal standard was guided by white standards.
Yeah.
But I would disagree with that only because if you look at the civil rights era, you look at how we dressed in the 30s and the turn of the 20th century, the early 1900s. People who were being hung in the trees were dressed in generally very well.
Exactly.
They were landowners. It did them no good.
Yeah.
Well, how they was into themselves when Dr. King was walking through Alabama being he was being assaulted by people in overalls, but he was dressed in suits. And his wife was dressed not in jeans, in a dress, and generally a nice dress.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is that our presentation was always top notch. If it's falling down, it could be a consequence of somebody seeing over the decades that no matter what we do, no matter what we invent, no matter how we dress, no matter how we speak, no matter how we write, because the writings of the early 1900s, black authors, if you read it, are at a much higher level than what we read today.
Yeah.
So I feel like we already been there and done that. The only way we have to understand is that we are the standard of politeness. We have always been the conscience of damn near the whole fucking world. Yeah. So politeness is out in our nature. So we don't have to worry about. I go in there. I'm showing them my black standard because we gave you your standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
My black standard. That's
yeah.
nice. That sounds good.
And I also look at the fact that when blacks were enslaved, we didn't get to choose our outfits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we got the chance and we had the financial means to dress better, we did because we knew where we came from. Now we've lost that.
And that was where I was going to go. Like, how do we compare that to now? So did we just lose the standard? I won't say that we lost the standard, but has it declined?
We're letting people outside of our fucking. We letting people outside like. We letting all the wrong things influence us to do
like
do
rappers.
alternative things.
I'm really thinking that it's a competition on who can look the ugliest, because I don't understand why all y'all getting the tattoos on y'all face, then getting jewels encrusted in your cheeks. I'm like, is this an ugly competition?
Yeah.
Who can wear their hair the worst?
But what's so wild about that is if you ask like I don't want to just single them out and say young dudes, but dudes that do stuff like that, the first thing they say is, "Oh, I'm not trying to fit in like everybody else." So, in essence, is that a personal standard?
But it's
more
not,
than a societal standard?
But this is a thing too.
Yeah.
This is a thing too. If you not trying to fit in like everybody else, but you doing what everybody else is doing, what the fuck are you? What the fuck?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. You can't say I'm not trying to be like everybody else, but do everything that everybody who's not trying to be like everybody else is doing, and then say that you're being different. That's it's not the fucking what the fuck. You're not being you. Just don't try to fit in. Don't try to not fit in. Just be the fuck who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you like diamonds and you like jewels and you like tattoos on your face, do it because that's what you feel that's what you want to do. Don't do it because you see it and now you're like, I want to try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Motherfuckers don't be thinking about who they are first before they start doing random shit. Like you snorting crack just because everybody else in the house snorting crack. But the only thing you like to do is smoke weed. But now you snorting crack and shit because everybody else is doing it and nothing's happening to them. That the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
Like you won't be different. Step out the house. You know what I'm saying? Leave fucking America and go do some different shit. Don't fucking stay in America and be like, I'm trying to be different, but you doing everything that all the different people are doing. That's not different, bro.
Yeah.
You conforming and not even realizing it.
Yeah, like niggas be doing shit and they call it art. Like I'm an artist. I do this and I don't really think about it. It just comes up. It just comes to me. Like not all artists are like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, most artists take ideas from different areas and incorporate it and form. Everything is taken from something else. Everything is a derivative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing is original and except for the creation of Earth. You know what I'm saying? Itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you ain't creating planets and shit like that, your ass is not fucking original. You just taking something that somebody else did and you just twisting it and shit. Like. All of that rings in your face and shit, that shit don't even come from an artistic viewpoint. That shit comes from a religious viewpoint. Exactly. It comes from, you know what I'm saying? It comes from a cultural viewpoint. Like
it truly does, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's, niggas don't research shit. They just do shit.
Yeah.
You putting tattoos on your face, that shit comes from a monk's standpoint. That comes from a religious standpoint. Monks put tattoos on their body to, that weren't just random.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were inscribed the words of their forefathers or their belief or whatever the fuck they believed in and shit. It wasn't just randomly placed.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
put.
interesting, man. That right there, everything is a derivative of everything.
Yeah.
That's a deep statement.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that. You know?
Let me say nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. People say that there's not like, the human mind cannot invent. Because if you look at art, paintings, an artist has to be inspired by another artist.
Yeah.
And even in technology, it's either a legit accident through experimentation, or it's based on something else that came before.
Yeah.
So when they find something in antiquity under the ground that surpasses our technology, they'll reverse engineer that technology because some of the things that we see, like planes, were in pyramids 5,000 years ago. These are not new designs.
Yeah.
It's not like they made it up out of the clear blue sky.
And that's what kills me. Like people don't realize the civilizations that were before us. How can you sit here and say you started something and you're totally unique when you had a whole nother civilization that probably did it 3-4 times? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's
untold worlds.
Yeah.
Untold worlds that rose and fell. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't even look at it like when black people going to come back or be great. Like, we've been great for millions of years.
Always great.
We've been great for millions of years.
Yeah.
And whoever rises will fall.
Yeah.
Now, are we in the middle? We're always great. Now, our culture is great. Our music is great. But is our overall condition great? Because the yellow man ran shit at some point. The black man, the green man, the red man.
Yeah.
So my expectation is not for that. It's also about, what's after this.
Yeah, right.
What's after Earth?
I'm on that shit too, Joe.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm right with you.
It's nothing going to be new. It's going to be made new again. It's not going to be new. It's going to be made new again. We just talked about.
I see what you're saying.
What you mean, like, you talking about like afterlife, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean
if you look at it like that, yeah. I mean, I look at afterlife like
reincarnation.
Well, yeah, like when you die, what are we here? Like, are we here to? People thinking about the meaning of life. I look at the meaning of death, because everyone comes here, they're gonna die, right?
Right.
So what's the meaning of coming here to die? What are you here to do? Because like if I know that I'm coming to a restaurant, right, and I'm coming there to do what?
Eat.
What's the purpose of coming to the restaurant? Like, what's the purpose of coming? What's the purpose of coming here? Like, to me, if you're not thinking about that, then your time here is a little bit wasted.
Yeah, I see.
Unless, I don't know, some people might not believe it in the afterlife.
I'm one of those people. I've kind of changed my whole perspective on like life and death in itself, because like me, I've been like going through this transition with myself about like just balance in retrospect, like the different the balance between good and evil. If there's a good, there's an evil. There's life, there's death, and I feel like everything is just a circle. Like everything that you see is kind of resembling of a circle. You look at the sun, it's in a circular shape. You look straight and you try to look straight, and out of your peripherals you can see a horizon starts to bend a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Your eyeballs circle. Everything start the way that your heart pumps blood and then the blood comes back and goes. That's a full circle to me. So I feel like even in death, I feel like nothing ever truly. Then this is just me. I feel like nothing ever truly dies. I feel like the essence of that thing is consumed by something else, and then through like some type of like constructive evolution, it just kind of goes back and becomes something else or something more. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree with that. And then the flower of life, is a circle,
right?
Yeah.
That that whole notion going around and around. It's no beginning and there's no end in a circle.
Yeah.
So I agree with the same thing you're saying, Craig.
Because like even with planets, like okay, you think about planets. When a planet dies, its core, it overheats, the planet goes destructive, and then I guess fire comes up, and then the planet kind of completely turns to glass, and it's dead. You know what I'm saying? But after a certain amount of years, billions, trillions, however, that that core starts to rebuild itself and it becomes a star or some shit like that, and it grows into another planet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's crazy. Like if you study astrology and all that shit, how even the planets have a circular life span. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This concept of life and death is not something that was naturally taught to us. It's not naturally built in us. We just kind of was taught it. And since we see people die, we automatically think that's the it, you know, because we don't see them again. But then you can go several generations down the road and see somebody that looks exactly like the person who started this,
that line,
this tribe or this line. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy to me how that happens. You know, you got this kid who looks like this motherfucker from 20,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
I don't know though. I think we have this is just me, but I think we have the knowledge. It's just coded in our DNA, in our genetics, and we just have to pull that out. I feel like our ancestors left us the breadcrumbs. We just have to piece it all together. That's just how I think. You know, you gotta think about it like this. How many times has your grandmother told you something before she may have passed? And that you still remember to this day.
Yeah.
Right.
See, and what would you do? You will pass that down to the next one, right?
Next one.
And they will pass it down to the next one. It'll be coded in. I mean, knowledge itself is something that doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So it gets coded in your genetics. It really does, man.
So basically, would it be okay to say that what you're suggesting is, and I'm kind of in agreement with this, that the purpose of life is to live, learn, to live, learn, teach, and then live again to increase the next generation and to increase the future?
I think so. Yeah, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. It's just you're gonna live different. It may just be something. Think about a plant. When a plant dies, it goes into the earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that the end of the plant? No. It's feeding the soil, right? Yeah. Something else is going to happen with that soil. Mm-hmm. So it's just transforming itself. That's how I see reincarnation. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's plenty of information out there. Mm-hmm. It may not be necessarily like some of our greatest libraries are burnt to the ground. Yeah. But if you look at the Bhagavad Gita or things like that, their books, it does correlate to a lot of the things that they may have found in the temples around the world that we built. So it's like, what? The question is, if death happens to everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Does anybody ever think about the mechanisms to transcend? Like a computer can't transcend. Even if you believe in Jesus or you're a Muslim, whatever, there's a mechanism when you die that makes you different than a rat or a computer. Right? So if they ever try to do any type of technology within us to wire us, whether it's nanotechnology, right? How would that affect our transcendence, right?
Wow.
Plus, because if they can shut you off, it's akin to when you are being put out for an operation, right? You don't transcend, right? You generally don't even remember what the fuck happened. Right. Yeah. You don't even really dream. At least you don't dream in the ways you remember, right? So to me, it's like if you're connected to some technology and they put you in a state of just a void, then you don't transcend. So my thing is, what mechanisms do our bodies possess that makes us go to the next level? And can that be corrupted?
That's interesting as fuck. I would say consciousness.
That's
He's like, look at my hand.
I would say, Joe, I would dare to say consciousness. I would say that consciousness is the mechanism that allows us to connect with all the forces around us and transcend, I would say.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting thing to think about, though.
Yeah. I mean, if they ever were able to get the nanotechnology within us like through a shot or whatever, right? For example, it's not an overnight thing, but that's the beginning of something. I could say that for sure.
Yeah.
Now they have things like the 2045 initiative, the Avatar initiative, which they presently are downloading the consciousness of monkeys and humans into robots, right?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm trying to figure out what you mean, like, because I know they was talking about this thing where you can get a new skin. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's an initiative. It's an initiative where basically you can live forever. Like basically, you're an avatar now, right? Like an avatar, your consciousness is downloaded.
Yeah,
they do that shit for real right now.
Yeah,
the whole thing is translating that to a mechanism where it looks like you.
So is that like the movie Soul? Have y'all seen that Disney movie?
It's more like carbon.
No, I wouldn't think it would be like Soul because
y'all need to watch Altered Carbon because it's like that.
Yeah, like that.
Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
But I mean, as much stuff as I'm going through now, ain't no way I want to live forever. No, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, to me,
it's better.
But it's more so for people of power.
To me, it's like taking a heavenly birthright. It's like if they could really connect you to a machine that could shut you down enough. Then it's like satanic. It's like taking your birthright.
I can't ever meet Jesus.
Like in a heavenly realm, like if you're a machine, the computers don't pray to God, right? So if you are really like a machine now, then what happens to your afterlife?
Yeah. But I think it goes back to what Craig was just saying. I don't think, and I'm agreeing with him 100%. I don't think it's for us. It's for those people in power, so they can stay in power.
Yeah.
Who has more to gain from that?
They can have it. Yeah. They can have it.
Yeah, the elites got more to gain in that than anybody.
I mean, but even the nanotechnology aspect, maybe they want to be cyborgs. Mm-hmm. But if you're just here, like this is already a prison planet. Like I think people forget that.
Yeah.
That whoever's here, presently, like Fred Hampton said, he didn't say America was a prison. He didn't say the ghettos are a prison. He said the world is a prison. Right? Because the shit they did to the South Asian people is nowhere near what the fuck they did to us. They bombed Laos for 7 years. So like I feel like that's an aspect of things where I look at like when you talk about what should we do, we should definitely prevent the beginnings of that from happening. You know what I'm saying? Because if your economics not gonna matter. This shit is shutting down.
Right.
I don't care what the fuck it's shutting down. It's like, and you don't have to shut everything down for that, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever's happening, whether it's contrived or whether it's something bigger happening, whatever it is, whatever will happen, the next stage is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying?
And then, I mean, like you said, the people in power want to stay in power. Well, they gonna need some minions, so I'm not gonna be here. Y'all gonna be
that's
fighting.
What I'm saying. It's the minions they talking about. Not that they don't have enough minions already, but a minion that can't choose.
That's true.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But then that's why you gotta train your children and stuff too, because when you gone, they the ones left here to pick up the pieces and shit. You know,
saving the babies pretty much.
So like,
but you have to be like, well, what's the mechanisms behind them getting your children? Are you gonna go to the doctor when they're born and let them shoot them everything they got? Are you
so somewhere there's a cutoff point, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like okay, you can say that. You can say that, but okay, when you're in the hospital, people say a lot of things before they get there.
Yeah.
But if you let them take, you're gonna let them get all the shots, because I can attest to you. We have 5 children. The one that didn't get any shots, like some children I waited because I didn't know as much. The one that didn't get any shots is far more advanced than the one. Like he's talking about my children. One of my favorite movies is The Wiz, right? So I always have my children watch The Wiz. So 2.5, 3 years old is when they begin to be able to watch The Wiz for any length of time. He was 5 months with the shit buffering and didn't turn his head.
Wow.
So that's no shots at all. That's the only thing we talked about before. He watched it again the other night. So my thing is that, the children, but if the adults are under pressure, right? Some people are, thousands of dollars behind in rent.
Right.
Restaurants closing. You're destabilizing things. Like psyops is like
Yeah.
It's 4 stages, right? So they don't do this shit in 5-year periods.
Right.
Demoralize the people, right? 30 years. The heroin era, the crack era, Reaganomics, right?
Yeah.
Destabilize a people 5 to 10 years. You know, gang culture, drugs in the community, bad music. You know what I'm saying? That's all destabilizing. Crisis, 6 weeks. What's this crisis we're in right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you want to normalize. This
The
is
shot.
CIA stuff here. Cynical term, normalize. Then what do? You pray for someone to come in to save the day. And this is something that from 40 years ago. But what does it sound like? You know what I'm saying? And this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know what they do, you think it's just happenstance, but it's a play. Right. And they do it over and over and over and over again. Yeah. You know?
It never stops.
Just one quick story, right, to go with that. When my mother moved to the Bronx from Augusta, Georgia in the 1940s, they moved to the Bronx, coming from the South, and the Italians were there, right? And the Jews were there. So they began to move. So what do they do to destabilize the black communities coming in? What they would do is, she said they would get attractive black males, have the girls in the neighborhood get with the guys because they had the nice cars, and this is all government stuff. The girls would get addicted, then they would give it to their boyfriends, and then the boyfriends would either be strung out or they'll want to be the one driving the nice cars, right? So after a while, you only need 10% of the people to fall in that victim to that to destabilize a community. And this is what they did. This is what you saw in our own eyes. Wow. Because at the end of the day, heroin is a what? Heroin is like super Viagra. Yeah. So you got a dude that has more money than your man, that looks better than your man, that's fucking the shit out of your girl. Then the girl's gonna go back to her man, right? So it's sex, it's money. You're gonna need that money, and you're gonna need that drug. But then you burn out, and it's all about the drugs then. But after the first year or so, well, 6 months I heard, it's about I ain't taken her before. I'm just saying, I have family members did that, but that's how it worked. So it's like crack era, same thing. So they've been working on us for a long time. People talk about people that are dying from coronavirus. Well, they've been working on killing us. It's like somebody just taking shooting you and then doing this. Yeah. That's what the coronavirus is like. Yeah. Already fucking stabilized you. Yeah. Stressed you out. You know what I'm saying? Probably killed your grandfather. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now, gave your son 40 years, Joe Biden, for two pieces of crack. Then grandma is gonna die. From what they call the coronavirus, but really is an element of years of racism and what they call white inferiority in this country. So, saying all that, we have a lot to be amazed about because we've been through a lot.
Because it sounds like, that whole notion, that script, that's pretty much what it is. It's a script. Yeah. We have to kind of just
keep moving.
Yeah, we gotta. At the end of the day, to combat that, we have to focus on us.
Yeah, we gotta find the motherfucking script and rewrite that. The fuck we need to do. Cut.
That's true.
We need to become the directors and the authors and the niggas in control. But like you was saying, like Joe was saying earlier, it's hard because nobody in war ever chooses a fucking side. You know what I'm saying? Everybody jumping back and forth and shit, And even with blacks, we always we want to be for the blacks, but then as soon as a nigga broke and shit, he like, man, fuck, man. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go get this government job though.
That's the thing, with assistance or whatever, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. They giving this out, I'm gonna take it because I'm in a position. And it's just black people gonna take. I feel like because we don't have the resources as other different nationalities, we gonna take what's given to us. We gonna settle and be like, yeah, let me get that real quick. Yeah. Because I'm in this position.
But also too, it's the more that we strive for better, the higher they set the bar. So, like before, it was the big thing to go to college for blacks.
I agree.
And now everybody has degrees. So now
You can't get
you
no
got a
job.
degree and you're still making minimum wage.
Yeah.
Because now you need experience and nobody won't hire you because you ain't got no experience, but
Right.
you got this $100,000 degree that you're paying for in each student loan.
This guy.
So,
This guy right here.
Yeah.
2 and 3 degrees now.
That's true. That's
Correct.
true.
Yeah.
And associates and some shit from the what the fuck is that alternate high school shit where you get your associates and shit.
GED.
Fucking where you go to learn your trade and shit.
Oh,
like,
trade school.
Yeah.
Vocational.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it never ends, yo.
It gets harder and harder, and that's why we gotta create our own thing, or start your own business, and hopefully you're taking the right steps and not just creating something, but actually having a blueprint so it lasts and you can create legacy.
I would say if a group of black individuals can creatively come up with a business just for their region, just for the place that they're in, a specific location, as opposed to trying to take over the world and go international and shit. If you making music, just make music for your fucking city or for your motherfucking town and shit. Get all of those people on board and shit. You know what I'm saying? If everybody who is black can do that shit in their own fucking states and shit, and then once we get that shit established, whatever the fuck it is that we doing, come together and then fucking unite the fucking individuals in each one of those states and shit, then niggas can start going international, and then niggas can start hating politics and shit and talking that shit.
You also got to be very protective of what you have because they like to destroy everything that we get.
Because that was definitely Black Wall Street.
Right,
Because
because they
you
don't
don't-
want us
yeah.
to have generational wealth. So
Right.
they always talk about how other races come here and build. That's because they allow us to pass their stuff down through generations.
So, this.
But I did have a question though.
Go ahead.
Since Joe was going and he was talking about the script is what we're gonna call it. How do y'all feel about this fucking shot?
Oh, the COVID shot?
The COVID shot.
Oh, well, like I said, it's another mechanism by which they're not just getting black people, but they can't just kill black people. They have to, make it like for everybody.
Yeah.
But,
So you don't think this shot is heat? You don't think it's
well, I mean, based on what, put it like this, like you take high school geometry, go on what you know, and then you know what you don't know, right? So it lasts, even if you get the shots, both shots, it lasts for 2 months, your immunity. That's according to Fox News and other places like that, right? Then people are dying. With a vaccine, normally, you're supposed, if once one person dies in a trial, you're supposed to scrap everything and start again. They want to act like the new normal is 100 people die. That's bad, but we gotta get this done. Because the vaccine has a higher threshold than medication.
Yeah.
Because medication is given to people who are sick, and maybe you could take somebody dying if you can save 100,000 lives. But you're telling me you're gonna give it to my healthy 10-year-old son or me, right? And if I die, that's a worthy. You die for a worthy cause.
yeah.
That's not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Or have some sort of other condition, or dumb him down, or dumb her down.
Because the thing now is they want you to believe that you doing it for the greater good of everyone else. If I can take this shot to protect the other people in my family, this is what I'm hearing at work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What have they done for the greater good? Did they clean the water in Michigan for the greater good?
Yo,
Did they stop poisoning us with chemicals, causing cancers that kill millions of people a year?
5G towers.
Yeah, it's 2 out of 3 people are gonna have cancer in their lifetime. That's not normal. That should happen. So my thing is, that's why I brought up the script. If I look at the script, they've done this before. But we are like a battered spouse. No matter what they sell us, that they really they love us. They gonna care this. They gonna do it for us this time. No, it's been happening for hundreds of years. Like, what have they done that's beneficial? Put it like this: it's a pandemic, right? But if somebody's homeschooling their children, right, a single mother that has to go out to work, how's she gonna go to work? But you fighting over a $600 stimulus check once every 8 months. So if it's that serious, then you will be doing what other countries are doing that have less money than us and pay people every month. Because it's so bad that you have to shut everything down, but you can't be late with your phone bill. You can't be late with your rent. You can't be late with nothing. Right. At least I would have relevance to me if they would say, you know what? For the foreseeable future, when you're late, it doesn't affect your credit. That's free.
Yeah.
They still ain't even doing that. Yeah. That don't cost them no trillions. Right. See what I'm talking about? So if you think they have your best interest at heart, still, I can't correct that because you just lost.
No, wait a minute. That would stop them from getting bread if they.
It wouldn't cost them. It wouldn't cost the government anything. No. I'm saying, well, good credit saves you money.
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't cost them money.
Yeah.
It saves you money. Right?
Yeah.
So if you cared about the people at all, don't tell me about how much it costs because you're giving billions to other countries, right? Mm-hmm. Even the shit that's free, they're not doing.
Yeah.
And don't even talk about doing. You should not be, at this time, if it's so fucking horrible, and you want to take a shot that kills people, then why are you not even? Why can't I be late?
And can you wipe out my student debt? I don't even have a job. But I'm doing this shit.
If he could get rid of that shit, I'd be. Oh my god!
Right.
Save a life.
That shit is a pain in the dick.
Yeah, it is, man. I wanna because we gotta wrap it up. Let me just say. We're gonna go a third episode with y'all, but let me. I want to frame something for the next episode, right? So if you notice, the first episode we had with you guys, we talked about the medicinal and the holistic. This one is mainly the script.
Yeah.
So this next one, which will be part 3 of 3, I want to talk about the healing. So, and I want to talk about it on a bunch of different levels. I'll leave it broad like that so everybody can start doing, some digging or whatever. But I just wanted to let the audience know and the listeners that's what we're going to do for the next one. All right? Y'all cool with that? Because I kind of just asked them, right on the spot.
He put him on the spot, y'all.
I might get cussed out a little later, but I'll take that. So, let me say this was a good episode. I really did enjoy it. Like I said, this is your boy, Comedic Energy.
Your girl, Golden.
Sade.
Joe.
Your boy, Cray.
All right. Peace out, peoples. Be safe. This show was produced by Livewire Sound and Entertainment. If you're looking to rent premium sound equipment for your next concert or podcast at a low price, go to www.livewiresoundent.com.